Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Memory here. Now, this is probably a surprise. A lot of you right now are probably like, "What the heck is this?" This is actually something. Fun fact: I used to do a while ago, like years ago, probably almost I don't know, 10 years. That might be a stretch. But when I first started doing YouTube, I did videos like this, and pretty much what this is like a pick'ems sort of for American football, NFL, and pretty much giving my picks on who I think is going to win these games for week one because the season has finally started. And this is something I'm really passionate about. You guys know how passionate I am about probably most sports, but especially like basketball, football, baseball. Those three are really, the sports more so I'm, passionate about. I'm in a bunch of fantasy football leagues and I'm always watching basketball stuff or playing basketball, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, sports is something I'm really passionate about. And I know there may not be a lot of interest in this type of video or this is not going to get a lot of views or anything like that. I don't really care. It's just something I'm passionate about and something I just kind of wanted to do. I don't know if I'm going to do this every week. I think it would be fun, but let me know what you guys think. There has to be some of you guys who are football fans, like American football fans out there. So yeah, pretty much I'm gonna go through the matchups here. I'm gonna pretty much tell y'all who I think is gonna win or who I want to win. Maybe give some insight. I'm not like an expert or anything like that, but I do follow some stuff here and there. So obviously don't take my word as the end all be all or whatever. And I'm not really like super into the betting side of things too. So if you guys are curious about that, I usually don't bet on games. I mostly just do fantasy football, which you have to be pretty knowledgeable about some stuff, to be fair, like with what's going on with players or teams and all of that. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to comment on the first game because we've already had it. It was Thursday Night Football, Tampa Bay and Dallas, which was a really good game. I watched all of that game, actually. Dak looked good. Dallas looked good. Honestly, they did. I mean, they were hanging in there with Tampa Bay the whole game, right? And it came down to a field goal with Tampa Bay. And I know a lot of people are going crazy about the offensive pass interference that they didn't call. I don't know. For me, I feel like it could have went either way. There was a lot of contact. I would say Chris Godwin did make the most contact. He extended that arm. But before that, when I was watching it live, I was like, okay, they were both kind of doing what they always do. They're play fighting, they're messing around with their hands and all of that. And then Chris Godwin ended up extending the arm. He got the separation. So in the moment, it's kind of hard to call. I don't know. It is Tom Brady's team, so people will always say that. But, I mean, Dallas had many opportunities to score. I feel like if Dallas capitalized on the many opportunities that they had, it shouldn't have even came down to that. So, yeah, but Tampa Bay did end up winning that game. I'm not going to predict that because it already happened, and I'm recording this early Sunday morning. So we're pretty much going to go into the other games, which the first one that we have here is the Eagles and the Falcons. This is going to be a interesting game to say the least. With the Falcons now, they don't have Julio Jones anymore. They obviously still have Matt Ryan. They have Calvin Ridley, who I have on one of my fantasy rosters, and he's probably going to get so many targets. Like I could see him getting 10 to 15, definitely 10 to 15 targets a game, maybe closer to 20 some games. I could definitely see that. They have Kyle Pitts, who they drafted really freaking early in the draft. People think he's going to be something crazy. I'm not really sure. Philly is just, I don't know. I feel like Philly is hit or miss. I have Jalen Hurts on one of my teams actually for fantasy. I am excited to kind of see what he can bring to the table, but I don't know. This is actually a hard game to call. I don't know, because both of these teams are just so hit or miss. I feel like, I don't know. Part of me wants to take Atlanta with this one because of the sort of uncertainty I have with the Eagles. I feel like this game could really go either way, but I'm leaning Atlanta. I want to say I think this could be a close game. Actually, I think it will be a close game, but I see Atlanta taking this one. I think it'll be close. Maybe it comes down to a Young Hoku field goal or something like that. I could see that. Next up, we have the Steelers and the Bills. This is probably the first game. Well, I was really looking forward to the Tampa Bay and Dallas game, but this is the next game, the Steelers and the Bills, a game I'm really looking forward to because the Steelers now have Najee Harris. They have their defense, kind of buffed up again in a way because they have some players back that they did not have last year. And this may surprise some of you guys, and I'm kind of even surprising myself because I'm from the land, right? I'm a Browns fan. I think the Steelers are actually going to come out and win this game week one. I mean, Pittsburgh was still good last year, and they didn't even have everyone, right? Like they didn't have everyone on defense. I mean, they have Najee Harris now, which I know he's a rookie, so we don't know really how he's going to do. But, I mean, Big Ben still has those weapons. And, I mean, the Bills are nasty, right? The Bills are definitely nasty. Josh Allen, their running game is kind of sus. But, I mean, you got Josh Allen, you got Stephon Diggs, you got... I really like Cole Beasley, actually. I'm a big Cole Beasley fan. I got the Steelers taking this one, though. I think this will be another close game. I could see this being a high-scoring game as well. Potentially, but we'll see. I'm leaning Steelers though on this one. Next up, we have the Jets and the Panthers. This is another one sort of like the Eagles and the Falcons. Actually, no, I won't even say it's that, close. This one's Carolina all the way for me. I mean, the Jets, I know they got Zach Wilson, but Sam Darnold, because he's on the Panthers now, right? Sam Darnold on the Panthers now, brand new team. Away from the Jets, out of the Jets. I think this might be a blowout. I think this actually might be a blowout from Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, of course, as well. I think I could see the Panthers absolutely destroying the Jets. Like Sam Darnold just comes out and throws like 4 touchdowns or something. Imagine. I could see that actually happening. Honestly, I think Carolina is just definitely the better team. So I don't know by how much, but I think it could be a blowout. So I'm picking Carolina for that one. Next up, we have the Vikings and the Bengals. So this one is, I guess, kind of an interesting one. I actually have Dalvin Cook on in one of my leagues on my team. I had the second pick, which I love it. I love it having Dalvin Cook, but also it's like I gotta wait 18 because I was in like a 12-person league. I think I had to wait so many picks for my next pick. Cincinnati's run defense was not good at all last year. So I think Dalvin Cook has himself a good game. I could see this one, a lot of points being put up in this game too, because the Bengals, they love throwing the ball, especially with Joe Burrow. And they do have some weapons, and they did draft another receiver as well. But I really like T. Higgins. I really like Tyler Boyd. I think the Bengals actually kind of have a solid team, but I think the Vikings are stronger. They have, their defense should be a lot better this year, I think, because I know the numbers... I've looked at the numbers like last year. The Vikings numbers for their defense was not that good, but they've got a lot of people back. They have, I think, new additions as well. So the Vikings, I think, will be probably better. I would say they're going to be better, hopefully, if they stay healthy. Like the Vikings are going to be better this year than they were last year. Kirk Cousins, though, he's still kind of hit or miss for me. So, but I'm going Vikings. I'm going Vikings in this one. I think, I don't know. I was going to say potentially I could see this being a close game, but I'm not really sure. But I'm going Vikings. Next up, we have the Niners and the Lions. This may be another blowout. I was saying, like, with the Panthers and the Jets, I don't even know, like, who's the receiver? Who's receiver one for the Lions? I think it's Tyrell Williams or something. They got Jared Goff there. The stuff with DeAndre Swift, I think he's playing week 1, but they said he was, like, he looked out of shape or something. I don't know what's going on with that. They do got Jamal Williams as his backup. I really like him, but San Francisco, man... they're starting Jimmy G, I think, week 1. Their running game's just too strong. Their defense as well. I think this is going to be a blowout, honestly. Maybe the Lions come out and surprise everyone. I don't think anyone's expecting the Lions or even like the Jets going back to the other game. Like, I don't think anyone is expecting either of these teams to really win. So, yeah, next up, and here's another one that's just, it's like the Jets and the Panthers, kind of. Although, I don't know. The Panthers, I got to give the Panthers some more credit. I think they're better than the Jets, Jags, and Texans. But, yeah, we have Jacksonville in Houston here. Trevor Lawrence, James Robinson. They have some pretty solid receivers, I would say. They got Marvin Jones in there now. Laviska Shenault. They also got DJ Chark still, I believe. So, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he has some weapons. He has a good running back there, too. The Texans, though, who do the Texans? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with the Texans. But I don't see the Texans winning this game. Honestly, I think they're just too sketch of a team in my eyes. So, yeah, I'm staying away from the Texans. I'm staying away from the Jets. Staying away from the Lions. I know the Jags were not good last year. They were not good. But I'm taking the Jags, actually, in this game. For real. This is just... I don't know. It's just the two shit teams, to be honest. But I could see the Jags actually having a decent season. I'm not going to say they're making the playoffs or anything like that, but I could see them having a decent, way better, obviously, than last year. But because Trevor Lawrence has been looking good. So next up, we have another game. probably like the Steelers and Buffalo game, maybe not as much, but I'm looking forward to the Seahawks and Colts game. You know, the Seahawks usually, I was gonna say like I could see this being a high scoring game, but the Colts have the Colts are like rock solid. The Colts remind me of like a lot of the old sort of old school style football teams, you know, where they're gonna run the ball like so much. They're gonna play good defense, kind of like the old school way, which I think is pretty cool. I like that a lot. They have Carson Wentz there now, which I think he's playing week 1. Like he's good to go. So that should be interesting. I think this is actually going to be a pretty good game, a close game. And man, I don't know. I don't want to bet against Russell Wilson and them, but the Colts are solid, man. The Colts are actually a really good team. Jonathan Taylor, I think it was like from week 11. Was it like week 10 or 11 to like the end of the season? He was insane. The last game of the season, he had like over 200 rushing yards. I mean, we'll see. I didn't pick him. I could have picked him in fantasy, but I didn't pick him because I wasn't I don't know. I'm not like super sold on him. I was actually a bigger fan of like Marlon Mack, but he's been like dealing with injuries and all that. I think he's still on the team. But Jonathan Taylor, he did end off the season really well last year. Definitely like the last like 6 or 7 weeks. So I think this is going to be a close game. This one it's hard. It's hard to call. I don't think they have T.Y. Hilton, the Colts do, but I mean, they still got the solid squad, like Michael Pittman there for like one of their receivers. I think he's going to be wide receiver 1. I don't know, man. Oh, this is so tough. This is sort of like the Steelers and the Bills situation. I think Carson Wentz coming in their new team. Russ has been here, done that. I can't bet against Russ. I know the Seahawks were kind of shaky last year, and you know, I'm gonna go Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks for this one, but I think this is gonna be a really good close game. And going into this next one, another one, dude. The Cardinals and the Titans. A lot of just banger week 1 matchups because you got Kyler Murray, D-Hop coming in, to Tennessee with King Henry. You know they're gonna run the ball 30 times, 25 to 30 times with King Henry. I think AJ Brown's playing. Julio Jones is good to go. The Titans were really good last year. They've beefed up even more this year. Tannehill. Man, this is another one like the Seahawks and Colts one where it's just really tough to call. This is gonna be a high scoring game for sure. You know, Tennessee's defense was giving up a lot of points last year, and so was the Cardinals. So I could see this being a shootout for sure. I'm gonna give the slight edge to the Titans, though. I'm gonna pick the Titans in this one. Next up, we have the Chargers and the Washington football team, which the Washington football team, really good defense. The Chargers, they got Herbert, they got Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler. I really love Eckler. He might not even play in this game, though. They're saying if he doesn't play, I think actually I would pick Washington regardless, honestly. Like Fitz Magic in there, that rock solid defense. Herbert's nasty, Keenan Allen's nasty, but I don't know. If Eckler plays, I would be more, even then, I don't know. I would say the Chargers more so have a chance if Eckler plays, but if he doesn't, then I feel like, I wouldn't say almost all hope is lost, but I would be less likely to pick the Chargers. I think I would pick Washington anyway, week 1. I think this could be a potentially good game, though. But I'm going to go Washington. Next up, we have another banger of a game. The Browns and the Chiefs. Like I said, I'm from the land. I'm a Browns fan. But I'm going to be kind of realistic. I know the Browns have a good team, and this is like the rematch and all that, although that game was in the playoffs or whatever. I got Kansas City winning week 1. I'm sorry. I'm going to be real. I'm realistic here. I'm a Browns fan, yes. But I'm going to go Kansas City with this one. Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. We'll see how Clyde Edwards-Helaire, is it Helaire? We'll see how he is. I know there's some kind of question marks around him and how he's going to be this season. And it's not like he had a terrible season, but I think maybe people set the expectations too high for him or something like that. But I think Kansas City wins this. I think it'll be a close game. I do think it'll be a close game, but I got Kansas City with the edge. I mean, how could you go against Kansas City? I could see the Browns winning, obviously, but week 1, who knows what could happen. Next up, we have the Dolphins and the Patriots. Patriots, they should be a lot better on defense this year. They got Mac Jones in there now instead of Cam Newton. Bill Belichick, they got Damian Harris now as the running back. They did add some wide receiver additions. I don't even know if Nelson Aguilar is going to play week 1, but I just think, I don't know. I want to wait and see, right, with the Patriots. I could see them winning this game, but I kind of give the edge to the Dolphins. I know they got Tua in there, so that is kind of, that could be hit or miss as well. But I feel like Mac Jones coming in week 1, especially being named the starter not too long ago, right? Because Cam, for a good portion, had, like, most people were saying he had the starting job. So some question marks there, but I could see the Pats winning, but I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I think that could be another close game. Next up, we have Green Bay and the Saints. Jameis Winston and the Saints, man, with Alvin Kamara. They don't have Michael Thomas. So I think their number 1 receiver is Marquez Callaway, maybe Traquan Smith. I don't know. Green Bay, though, you got Devontae Adams, you got Aaron Jones. I got the Packers in this one for sure. I can't go against Rodgers. Even with everything that's been happening with him in the organization, he's going to come out here and take care of business. Next up, we have the Broncos and the Giants. Man, that Broncos defense. And it's another team, the Giants, is just sketch city, really. I know they got some good additions. They got Kenny Golladay now, which he's been dealing with an injury. I think he's going to play, I'm pretty sure, week 1. But I can't trust the Giants. I'm going to go Denver on this one. I think they got Teddy Bridgewater in there now. So, yeah, a lot better, I think, of a situation for Denver. I hope Denver's better this year. I could see them being better. Sunday Night Football, we have the Bears and the Rams. I'm really excited and happy for Matt Stafford. He got out of Detroit, man. Finally, right? It was like with Sam Darnold. I know Stafford was with Detroit a lot longer, but it's like, finally, you got away from this team, Matt Stafford. And look who he is surrounded with on the Rams. I mean, that defense as well. The Bears, they got Andy Dalton in there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that's going to work out. I think Andy Dalton's solid. He's not bad, but he's not amazing. I got the Rams winning this one. Sunday Night Football. Should be hopefully a good game. I want to see if David Montgomery can pick up where he left off at the end of. I didn't make the playoffs in one of my leagues last year because of David Montgomery. So yeah, I want to see you pick up where you left off, man, against that Rams defense. We'll see. I got the Rams winning this. I hope Stafford plays good. I see him playing good in his first week. New team, new faces. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. You got Higbee in there. They're just well-rounded, I would say, the Rams. I could see the Rams being a potential Super Bowl contender this year. And then Monday Night Football, lastly, we have the Ravens and the Raiders. So you guys have probably saw the news if you're following football, but the Ravens have lost like every freaking running back they have on the roster. They got like Le'Veon Bell now as their like RB2, I think, which is kind of crazy how that all panned out. But Gus Edwards fell. Justice Hill, I think. I mean, they're just dropping like flies. And it's like these season-ending injuries, So Lamar Jackson's going to run a lot anyway. So he's pretty much like a running back out there, of course. And a lot of people have been saying they think Lamar Jackson's going to come back and just be crazy this year. Which, I mean, who knows? I could see it potentially. But the Raiders are another team that they're solid. I mean, Derek Carr, Darren Waller, that running game as well. I think they added another piece, right? Didn't they add Kenyon Drake, I think? So the Raiders are solid. I'm not totally sold on their like wide receiver core. Honestly, I'm not really big on them. I am big on Darren Waller, though. I love Darren Waller. I could see him passing up Kelsey this year, honestly, as like tight end 1. I just feel like Kelsey, I know Kelsey's been consistent. He's been tight end 1 for like the past few years, right? He has to have a year where it's not necessarily a down year, but it's not tight end 1 year. I think Darren Waller has the highest potential to pass him up, honestly. I think this is going to be a good game, especially what's been happening with the Ravens. They lost Marcus Peters, I think, on defense, season-ending injury. So, I mean, they're dropping like flies in Baltimore. They're kind of in shambles right now. I know they got, like I said, they got Lamar. They got Mark Andrews. they got a solid team, but I don't know. This is a tough one to call because I want to say the Ravens, but I may have to go with the Raiders on this one. I think I give the slight edge to the Raiders, honestly, just because of what's been happening with the Ravens, you know, and them dropping like flies. But who knows? I know I'm picking Raiders, but Lamar could have a crazy game, and he can just come out and be the running back. Like, hey, I don't need. I know they got Tyson Williams, they got Le'Veon Bell. I think they got Latavius Murray too, I want to say, but they literally just got him. So Lamar's gonna have to do some crazy shit if they're gonna win this game. That's why I'm going with the Raiders. So yeah, that's probably my picks, man, for this first week. I think this is kind of fun to do. Let me know what you guys' like picks are for week 1 with these games. I like I said, I'm not an expert with this stuff. I can't provide like too much insight, but I do know a little bit here and there. I think we got some really good games. I'm really excited for football to be back, and really excited. I mean, the games I'm really excited for the most, the Browns and the Chiefs, the Steelers and the Bills. I mean, that Tennessee and Arizona game as well. Like there's some really good games here. Seahawks and Colts. Those are probably some of the games I'm most looking out for, I have to say. So yeah, that about does it for this video. I know it was different, but let me know what you guys thought of it. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace out.